Welcome in, everybody, to Fantasy Pros. This is the Week 4 live stream. It is me, Joey P. Joe Pisapia. With me today is Andrew Erickson, and of course, it's you. And we are here to answer all of your questions, get your lineup set. We've got football going on already in London. I know it was a real kick in the pants for everybody who started Dalvin Cook to see Alexander Madison catch a touchdown. Oh, that's great. That's just a wonderful way to start Week 4, isn't it, Andrew Erickson?
Oh, it's the absolute best way to wake up in your morning, be like, oh, wait, okay, at least I took Alvin Kamara out of my lineup, but it looks like Alexander Madison's getting touchdowns. That's not to say that Dalvin Cook's like on a pitch count or anything. They were just moving other guys, and Dalvin Cook looks fine. He looks okay with the shoulder, so that's not the concern here. He's not hurt. So hopefully he'll score another touchdown later in the game.
Yes, it's fine. Everything's fine. It's fine. I mean, you probably got Madison on your bench and Cook in your lineup, but it's fine. Everything is just fine. So hopefully we will help you out here. Get your lineup set, as I said before. Andrew mentioned Kamara out, so hopefully you got that one done. Also, nobody's playing for the Lions anymore, Andrew Erickson. So DJ Chark is out. So all the Josh Reynolds goes. I picked him up everywhere I could. There's one league where I just didn't have any room for him to pick him up this week, but no Swift, no Amon-Ra St. Brown. What does this mean for Goff's value? What does this mean for Josh Reynolds' value?
All right. Well, it was very weird because in the beginning of the week, the Lions, if you looked at their implied team total, I believe it was like second highest on the slate. So like people were like, all right, Lions are going to smash. They're going to throw the ball, run the ball all over the Seahawks defense. And then you're like, wait, hold the phone. Like the Lions just lost like their three best players on offense. So like you got to take a step back and realize, yes, the matchup is still great for Goff, but he's losing so many weapons. And we see this with Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers, like quarterbacks that are way better than Jared Goff, that they struggle when they don't have their premier weapons, especially when they don't have additional value that they can add with their legs. So this totally takes Goff really off the streaming radar for me. I'd rather go with Mariota, even guys like Geno Smith or Jacoby Brissett, where they have really good matchups too, and they've been playing well, and they have all their weapons at their disposal. They also have a little more rushing upside than I think Jared Goff does. So I think Goff's kind of a trap. So if you're kind of like locked into him as him being your like streaming quarterback this week, I would highly recommend looking to the waiver wire instead and making that adjustment because we have new information. It was okay at the beginning of the week to be in on Goff, but now it's kind of like, okay, like I don't know about this anymore. I don't feel great about it. And I think that I would try to pivot. For Josh Reynolds, look, I always try to be a little bit bearish on guys basically being elevated from their, being the fourth receiver on their team. Okay, now he's the number one. Like, it's just a big step forward for Josh Reynolds to be like, all right, now you're the number one receiver. Like, you have to dominate in this matchup. I think that he's a pretty safe play. If you're just looking to lock in points, look, I mean, they're going to have to go targets to someone in this offense. They're going to throw the ball. It is still a good matchup. So I think Reynolds, especially like a full PPR, I think is fine. I'm interested to see kind of where his DFS rostership kind of ends up going because he's on the cheaper side with a couple of these other guys that look like they have bigger roles because of injuries. But I wouldn't get carried away with Josh Reynolds. I think if you're deciding between him and someone that's in the similar tier, maybe I'd try to go with someone more upside. But if it's him versus someone coming off an injury or someone in one of these like rain games where you're a little concerned, I think Josh Reynolds is a safe play this week.
All right, you mentioned the weapons of Tom Brady. They're optimistic that Chris Godwin's going to play. Still, Julio's a game time decision. I think Julio's new middle name is GTD. I'm pretty sure you are going to get Rondell Moore expected to play. Marquise Brown expected to play. Christian McCaffrey likely to play with the quad injury.
He's playing.
He's playing. But okay, how likely is it that he finishes this game?
I don't know. I mean, I would highly recommend. And look, this handcuff situation in Carolina is murky. Like, we really don't at this point. We still don't really know if it's Chuba Hubbard or Dante Foreman. They're still like using both guys. I would just try to throw one of them on your bench if you have space, just in case. Guys get banged up. McCaffrey could get re-injured, and then we're going to be talking about all next week. Okay, which Carolina Panthers running back should you add? So just take a shot on one of them now, especially if you are the McCaffrey owner. I personally prefer Hubbard because I think he's a little bit more involved in the passing game, and I just don't think Carolina's a good team. So, but again, Baker Mayfield doesn't throw to his running back. So, like, it's really a coin flip. I don't know if you have a particular lean, Joe. I know you liked Foreman during the offseason. They haven't really. I do. So, do you still prefer Foreman over Hubbard in the situation? Okay.
I do. If you're going to go out and sign Foreman, then that tells me that you don't think Hubbard's all that great. That's what I think. So, and look, Foreman looked pretty good last year. In the moments he had for the Titans last year, that dude looked all right. Another thing that's all right before we get to your questions, more than all right, is, of course, Bettle. This is, of course, the only fantasy platform that lets you use your season-long team to win money every single week, sync your squad, create a match, and win cash. You already know your fantasy team is the best, and now you can prove it. Import your season-long lineup to challenge teams across Bettle's entire network, or you can do weekly matches against your friends for real money. So go ahead, take the leap, and put yourself out there. New users get a $25 wager when you sign up at bettle.co. That's bettle.co, or when you download the Bettle app on the Apple or Android store. That's the place to go. Let's go to your questions, and let's start here at the top. I see a lot of you in here. All right, so let's go here. Look, it's going to be me running the show today, so everyone just be patient as I try to get everyone's questions. Who's going to be on top, Jackson or Allen? That is the question here. Who's the number one QB this week?
Like this week?
Yeah, this week.
I mean, they're back to back in the ECR. One is actually consensus.
Okay. All right, fair enough.
I mean, I have Lamar Jackson number one this week.
You have Lamar number one. That makes sense to me. Here's one. Let's see. Again, they're coming in so quick. It's so hot. It's really tough to grab them here at the same time. So slow down, everybody. Slow down. This is the problem here. I can't bring them up at the same time as they're coming in. So the problem is also I can't necessarily do them at the same time. Half PPR. This is from Dave H. Moore, Lazard, or Dobbs. That's your choices here.
More. Well, I'm gonna go with more, and then just leave it to leave it talking about. Now, I still like Elijah Moore.
That's not fair.
Spot.
Don't do that.
I
really?
Still like Elijah Moore here. It's a good matchup against the Steelers, and I think that I'm willing to buy into the connection that he had with Zach Wilson a little bit last year. I know you're concerned about Garrett Wilson, so I think that we could potentially see targets flip the way back towards Elijah Moore, like we saw towards the end of last year. I mean, I don't really like a lot of those guys. I think Dobbs is an interesting player there as well. Mm-hmm. I know you probably would prefer Dobbs in the situation. I know you're high on him this week.
All right. So now that I got the questions here lined up, let's do this. Let's do this next one. Jeffrey Wilson Jr. or this is a tough one here. Sorry, guys. I'm trying to get your messages, but the problem is right now I'm running the stream. So just be patient with me for a second because they're coming in faster than I can actually read them, which is beautiful because you're all out here hanging out. So let's get the questions here. Ramondre Stevenson or Bateman in the half PPR. That's from Dana.
Probably going to go Bateman.
Okay, Bateman. Give me a little bit more for your answers here. Buy me some time, if you will, my friend. This is not our normal stream setup. Chuba Hubbard or Craig Reynolds. This is really a dark day here for Andrew Kent. Can you help Andrew out on this one?
I mean, I think that you're only with Chuba Hubbard. You're hoping that McCaffrey gets hurt during the game, and I just don't think that that's a good process to try to follow those types of plays. Yeah, maybe Hubbard has an expanded role, but we talked about at the beginning of the show where Deontay Foreman could just have a bigger role too. Whereas Craig Reynolds, we feel pretty confident that he's going to be involved in some capacity against the Seahawks this week. We know the Lions have a really good offensive line. Look, Jamal Williams is not going to play all the snaps. He didn't play all the snaps last year when DeAndre Swift died. He didn't play all the slaps last week when DeAndre Swift was missing time. So they don't have a full bell cow. Obviously, Jamal Williams gets the high-value touches in the goal line, which matters a lot for fantasy, which is why he's the number one ranked Lions running back this week in a fringe RB1 basically across the board. But Craig Reynolds is going to see touches, and Craig Reynolds is explosive. He was top 5 yards after contact per attempt last year. He's ripping off massive runs last year, so he's going to get opportunities. So I feel better about Craig Reynolds versus Chuba Hubbard.
All right. I've righted the ship here. I switched over to another platform so I can see your questions much better now. Okay, this is from Skills All Day. Drake London, Gallup, Breece Hall, pick 2 for week 4. London, Gallup, Hall. You get 2. Who's out?
I mean, Drake London is a must start now at this point. I mean, why would we bench him? He's been super productive every single matchup. So I'm playing Drake London. And then Breece Hall. Just don't know what Gallup's role is going to be when his first game back. We see this all the time with teams where sometimes he's on pitch count, sometimes he balls out. But it's look, Michael Gallup has what has he done to deserve you got to start him right away? Yeah, it's a good matchup, but Michael Gallup wasn't great last year when he was healthy. He's had that one good year, his sophomore year, where he was really good. And besides that, it's kind of been production. So let him prove it to me first before I put Gallup in my lineup.
Let's help out Jen Richard, PPR flex spot, Dortch, Palmer, or Reynolds. And she says, thanks.
So Dortch, I know you like Dortch, but I can't play Dortch if Rondale Moore is active. Like
No, I
I
understand.
don't
I get that.
I feel concerned because even if they split, like you see a workload where Rondale is kind of splits in how they do it in Buffalo with Jameson Crowder and McKenzie. Like Crowder still plays and it's not McKenzie's like full-time role. And maybe that's how they kind of divvy up snaps between Moore and Greg Dortch and Moore's first week back. But the things I read about Moore were that he's pretty confident that he feels healthy in this game. So I would assume that he takes over the slot role from Greg Dortch. Joshua Palmer versus Josh Reynolds. My two favorite Joshes. I mean, I'm going Josh Palmer here. Like, I get that Reynolds looks like the number one guy, but TJ Hawkinson is still there. So you could argue, okay, Reynolds is actually the number two. And Joshua Palmer, I mean, the dude's been getting a massive target share over the last 2 weeks. And I just think Josh Palmer's a better player than Josh Reynolds. I liked him a lot coming out. He was good as a rookie, and he's delivered the last 2 weeks, high target share, and they're playing the Texans. Like, I'm not concerned about the Texans. And Mike Williams goes ghost, like Danny Phantom. It is Halloween after all. Then Josh Palmer should be pretty productive.
Okay, let's go to the next question here. This is from Jerry Sly. Travis Etienne, AJ Dillon, Brees Hall need 2 in the full PPR. It's got to be Dillon and Hall, right? That's easy.
Yeah, that's easy.
Okay, Fryermuth or Pitts at tight end this week from Ryan.
I'm going with Kyle Pitts. 40% target share last week.
Tom D, PPR, Lockett or Devonta Smith?
Devonta Smith. I know it's kind of weird, but I mean, Smith has just been, he's got the exact same amount of targets and air yards as AJ Brown over the last 2 weeks. Someone asked me if they should bench AJ Brown because of weather. I'm like, dude, I cannot look at myself in the mirror if I bench AJ Brown because of rain. And I'm not going to bench Devonta Smith because of rain either. Like, remember, defensive backs have to cover in the rain too. And they have to run backwards. Like, it's not easy to do. Guys fall down, and that's how you generate big plays. So I'm going to still stick with Smith.
All right, let's go to the next one here. We've got Michael Canning, half PPR. Is it worth picking up Craig Reynolds or Rex Burkhead over Kenneth Gainwell if Patterson can't go? Already lost Kamara today and wanted no part of Ingram. Okay, well, I mean, it's got to be Reynolds here over Burkhead, don't you think?
Yeah, it's definitely Reynolds over Burkhead, but I know you mentioned dropping Gainwell for both of them. I don't know if I'd want to drop Gainwell because Boston Scott's not playing today. So there's a scenario where, and we know the tracker with Miles Sanders. Like, I just don't want this manager to drop Kenneth Gainwell, and then Miles Sanders gets hurt in the rain, and then Kenneth Gainwell has a big game, and then you just dropped him. Like, I dropped Jeff Wilson before week 1 in a couple of my leagues because I just had to like pick up a kicker or something, and then I obviously regretted it after doing it. But I'm just trying to kind of think ahead here. I think you're going to probably want to keep Gainwell, especially when it's those two other guys. Like, yeah, I think Reynolds is better than Burkhead, but it's not like, oh, smash, like, got to have Reynolds over Gainwell. I would just probably stick with Gainwell.
Dan Fader, Jeffrey Wilson or Michael Carter in the full PPR?
Jeff Wilson for me, bell cow.
Stacked vocals, James Conner or Devonta Smith at the flex in the PPR?
I'm going to go with Devonta Smith again, like the matchup against Jacksonville.
All right, Joe Baller, Brees at Pittsburgh or Lockett at Detroit?
I'm going to go with Lockett here. He's got a good matchup in the slot against the Lions.
All right, next one here. Let's go to Hovering Hans. Hey, guys, Judy or Devontae Parker in a half PPR? I mean, you got to play Judy.
Devontae Parker.
Come on now, let's go.
Brian,
don't make me bro you this early in the show.
Yeah,
I will do it. I'm not above it.
Devontae Parker's stat line from last week is literally 1% chance ever happening with Brian Hoyer. like.
Now I hope he does it even more. Steve Earling, Aaron Jones or Khalil Herbert in the flex, and then Dobbs or Richie James in the PPR.
Khalil Herbert and Dobbs. Khalil Herbert, I have ranked RB6. Like, he was the RB1 last week. Why are people trying to figure out who should they start over Khalil Herbert? Khalil Herbert is my RB6. He was RB1 last week. What has changed, Joe? Except Dave Montgomery's not going to play at all this week. That's the only thing that's changed.
Well, they're not playing the Texans this week.
Oh, they're playing the Giants. Oh, yeah, because they're a great defense, too.
They're not, but I'm just saying you asked me what's changed. I'm just answering you what's changed. That's all I'm saying. Fraser Patterson from Scotland says hello, and he also wants to know, start CMC or Khalil Herbert?
God. What's the format? Did you say?
It doesn't say, but now I'm testing your Khalil Herbert rant.
I still have CMC
you
over
just went
Herbert.
On a rant there.
I still have CMC over Herbert, so I'll go.
But Herbert's the RB1. You have CMC ranked over Herbert this week. Obviously.
I have CMC at 5, and Herbert is at 6.
Okay, fair enough. Let's go to here's a question from Matthew D. Is Hawkinson a good flex this week? Let's say you like your tight end. Do you think as a flex option that's a good one?
Yeah, I think that again, we're looking at the targets for the Lions. They're down a bunch of pass catchers. Hawkinson theoretically should be in for like a ceiling game. which he just doesn't really ever have, just because that's just kind of his MO. So I think he'll be solid. And I do think this is a spot where if Hawkinson can't deliver like in this particular matchup, like then that's like a problem you have to deal with like going forward with him. So I would roll the dice on him, even if you're playing two tight ends. I think Hawkinson makes a lot of sense.
Okay, another thing that makes a lot of sense is subscribing to the YouTube channel, because when you do, you might win this. Boom! The Jalen Waddle autographed jersey, thanks to our good pals at pristineauction.com. All you have to do is be a subscriber. You click that little bell till it goes ding, and subscribe to Fantasypros YouTube channel. When you do, you are automatically entered when you comment on the stream to win this Jalen Waddle jersey. Again, pristineauction.com, the coolest place to go get all your fun swag. But in the meantime, make sure you try to get this Jalen Waddle. We're going to be giving that away today. Could be you. My goodness, what a time to be alive. Let's get back to your questions. Yeah, somebody's going to win it. Dustin Smith, AJ Dillon, or Brandon Ayuk in the full PPR? Where are you going?
AJ Dillon.
I'm going to test your love again from Daniel Steinfels. Jamal Williams or CMC?
CMC.
I can't wait for CMC to come out in the second quarter and all these guys go ahead of him and just crush my rankings. It's going to be super fun. Good morning, guys. This is from the Revisionist Standard League. Start Gabe Davis or Drake London?
Drake London. Guys, can't take Drake London out of your lineups, man. And especially with Gabe. I know I've been a lot of cautions about Gabe just to kind of hit on him. So he's someone that if you feel good about someone on your bench, I would start him over Gabe, because Gabe so you have the ankle injury that he has dealing with, and you also have he's playing in a swamp. It's raining in Baltimore. It's been raining in Baltimore. That's a big thing. The field is going to be wet. So there are concerns about if he re-aggravates his ankle again. He's also not seeing a very high target share in the Bills offense. It's one of these things where we see a Bills guy pop off not named Diggs every single week. So that's why you like Gabriel Davis's upside, especially against a horrible Ravens secondary, but he's got a super low floor. I don't know if you agree with that, Joe. I just think that if you find Curtis Samuel or Gabriel Davis, I like Samuel more. I just feel comfortable about those players a little bit more than Gabe Davis.
Yeah, I understand. I mean, to me, the rain is not a huge issue for me. Rain is a bad issue when just in that situation we were in week 1, right? In that game when Chicago, that's the kind of rain that really makes a problem. But Gabriel Davis has that big upside. I think London's a safer play. There's no doubt about that kind of question.
Yeah, I think,
because you're getting the target volume and he's the alpha in the offense. So that's an easy one. But Gabriel Davis, I think, is start worthy this week. I'm starting him. But I think
it's where if you have an alternative, then I think that it makes sense to try to find one. But I have leagues too where I'm not benching Gabe Davis because I'm not picking up. There's no waiver wire guy. I'm not starting Josh Reynolds over Gabe Davis probably.
Right. Well, here's one too. Steven Bradley has half PPR, Gabe Davis or Rashad Bateman.
So, they're playing in the same game. I would think I'd probably go with Bateman. They have similar roles, except, Bateman is probably healthier.
I understand. I get it. Let's go to the next one here. Skylar Naninga wants to know, Allen Robinson, Rashad Bateman, or Allen Lazard in the PPR. Who are you going with?
Bateman.
I agree.
Allen Robinson is no upside. I'm sorry.
None. 0. Just to be clear, too, are you starting Josh Reynolds over Palmer? Because I know Curtis has this question. I've seen this question a couple times already.
No, I'm starting Josh Palmer. Do you agree with that, or would you prefer Reynolds?
I understand the appeal of Reynolds, but with Keenan Allen out, I think Palmer is slightly higher for me.
Palmer also has Justin Herbert as his quarterback.
I'm not worried about Palmer. I'm not worried about Herbert.
It's another week removed. Yeah.
I got him in DFS this week. Just full transparency. Yeah. I love the 7,100 on DK you're getting on him. Give that to me. I'm good. Because, the guy threw the ball all over the place last week, and it's another week after the injury. Look, I'm sure it hurts, but he seems like a warrior is going to play through it. Here's another one. Let's go from Connor. Hello, gentlemen. Please pick one wide receiver in a flex. Cordero Patterson, Juju Smith-Schuster, Palmer, Reynolds. So you need one wide receiver and one flex from this group of Patterson, Juju, Palmer, and Reynolds.
Probably do Patterson and Palmer.
All right, Patterson and Palmer it is. Christy wants to know, Kittle or Njoku? Has it come to this?
I'm not going to jump off the George Kittle bandwagon after 1 week in his first game back. Like if he posts back-to-back duds, then okay. If we see his role change without Trent Williams and he's like blocking more, then it's like, okay, like, but I'm not going to just chase exactly what happened last week. Well, Njoku's going to get double-digit targets again, and George Kittle's going to suck again. Like, no, George Kittle has too strong of a track record from here in week 4. Yeah, no, I'm going Kittle.
Okay, fair enough. Let's continue on with your questions here. We've got one here, Marquise Brown or Breece Hall. Let's do that, and that's for M. Erhad.
You know, with Marquise Brown.
What about Brissett or Stafford this week?
I'm still going to start with Matthew Cooper Cup. So like he has at least a receiver that can win. So I'm going to go Stafford.
All right, here's one from Robert. Robert wants to know, would you start in Russell Wilson or Jared Goff this week?
Russell Wilson. Look, this is totally Russell Wilson bounce back, right? He's playing the Raiders. Everyone is like, the Broncos were better with Teddy Bridgewater last year, and people are saying, oh, Geno Smith is better than Russell Wilson. And it's like, guys, we played 3 weeks of football. Do you really think that this is going to sustain you think at the end of the year we're going to say Geno Smith is better than Russell Wilson? I personally don't. That's just my opinion. Could I be wrong? Yeah, I'm wrong all the time. But I think this is a get right spot for Russ.
All right, let's help Andy, my bald brother, who wants to know Deontay Johnson or Khalil Herbert in the PPR. I agree. Take the touches, get out of there. Let's go to the next one here. Madeline wants to know, need a flex help. Gabe Davis, Garrett Wilson, or Rashad Penny, or JFJ.
JFJ?
I hate when people do that to me because I can't, like, my mind, unfortunately.
It doesn't process, unless it's super well known, like what the abbreviation is. Like CMC, like, okay, like that's like been established as his thing. But then when people like kind of like make up their own versions.
JFJ. I mean, when people make up their own, Jeffrey Wilson Jr. That's what it is.
Okay.
JFJ. Okay. Took us a second there, but there you go. So what do you think of that one?
Probably
so Jeffrey Wilson Jr., Garrett Wilson, Rashad Penny, Gabe Davis.
I'm probably going Jeff Wilson.
Just taking the carry. Well, I can't go Rashad Penny and Garrett Wilson. I don't know what's going on. I think it's Jeffrey Wilson Jr. for the floor, excuse me, or for the floor, whatever that is. And Gabriel Davis, I would think if you are behind already, like that's the way to go. Like if you played against Higgins this week already, maybe that's your start. George Byer, Elijah Moore or Romeo Doubs in the PPR this week?
Elijah Moore, or what was the other name?
Romeo Doubs.
I still like Elijah Moore. I'm still going to go back to him. I'm not willing to.
It's fascinating. Like I feel like this, if Moore pops off, tomorrow morning's debate's going to be fascinating, right? Because now we're all back to the old tricks where it's like Elijah Moore and then does Garrett Wilson get buried. It's going to be fascinating to see what happens in that game today. That's the only thing. And I've got some shares of Elijah Moore and DJ Moore in DFS this week because I think people are overlooking both of them. If DJ Moore is going to have a good week, it has to be this week because after it does not look good in terms of schedule. Do you think that DJ Moore can have that week this week against Arizona? Certainly it's lined up that way.
So the thing with DJ Moore is like, I guess I definitely think he can have a good week, but I'm like, I'm looking at him. I'm like, all right, so like DJ Moore is like ceiling week. So is he just going to get like 100 yards and a touchdown like that? And that's good. Like that's a good week, but it's like, it's still like not that great. Like in retrospect of like what some of these top tier receivers do. Like DJ Moore is not going out 150 and 3 touchdowns. Like that's not happening. Like DJ Moore has never done that ever. So yeah, I think he can do 100 or a touchdown or a combination of the two. I definitely think that's something in his range of outcomes this week. But I think that's just going to be scream sell high because at the end of the day, DJ Moore's always been a wide receiver too. Every year in the league, he's been a wide receiver too. And that's ultimately what he's going to be at the end of the season, I think. So he's going to have to get there somehow, which means he's going to have to pick up the pace a little bit based on what he's done so far. And I think that starts this week.
All right. Hopefully it does. We shall see. Let's continue on with your questions here. Let's go to Robin Triana Marrero, Elliott, MCM. Here's another one for you. Patterson and Herbert pick 2. Well, Herbert's definitely M. Did we figure it out? Did you figure out who MCM is yet?
MCM?
MCM. This is fun. It's like
is it the Bizarro Christian McCaffrey?
I don't think so. And it's not Maxwell
CMC
Jacob
versus
Friedman
MCM.
either. It's MJF. I would always start over all of these people. It's definitely Herbert. I mean, I don't want to start Elliott at all.
No,
So
that's fine.
Patterson, again, hasn't practiced all week. I don't feel warm and fuzzy about that. MCM. Can you figure out who MCM
Dude, I
is?
don't
Can we figure that out?
dude, I have no idea who that
Everyone's too cool for school.
why am I blanking on this? Man, oh,
I don't know. I don't know who
fan
MCM is. We're trying our best here, folks. Help us out.
I would do
Let's go to
Jeff also knows. Yeah,
yeah, Jeffrey Wilson Jr. We figured out eventually. Joe Fina, full PPR, Terry McLaurin or Antonio Gibson in the flex this week.
I don't really like either of these guys this week.
Hmm.
I don't like the matchup against Dallas. Do you ever read either way, Joe? Are you
I
strong?
would take Gibson and hope for the best because I feel like I assume Diggs and McLaurin is going to be that matchup there. So Samuel is going to be used all over the field. I would just go with Gibson here in this one. Try to run the football. Try to soften up that pass rush a little bit. That's what I would try to do.
And I get my concern with Gibson, I guess, when I kind of first looked at the matchup was, oh, if they fall behind, and because Washington's defense has been really horrible. But, Cooper Rush, it's not like he's going to be like, oh, they're going to be up by like 30 points in this game. Cooper Rush has been good, but I don't think that Dallas is going to run away here. I think they would ultimately win the game. But yeah, I think Gibson probably makes the most sense. If McLaurin got shut down by Diggs last year, Diggs played pretty well against McLaurin. So, and McLaurin got there on straight up garbage time last week. And that just chasing that week over week usually doesn't work. So I think McLaurin could be in for a down game. So I'd go with Gibson too.
The Bassoon, London or Kirk in the flex in the full point PPR. And greetings from Germany, he says.
Going Drake London. I love Christian Kirk, but Drake London just
matchup.
keep going with him. Yep.
Jan Letterhouse, Tampa or the Giants D?
I'm going with Giants. They're playing the Bears. So
okay.
Oh,
well, I mean, look, it's not like the Kansas City Chiefs offense is, clicking on all cylinders. I think it's a fair question, but the Giants are, certainly
the Bears are clicking just in the way that we don't want them.
Right. I mean, if Justin Fields goes out there and has a good day today, it's just gonna be hilarious. This is from Andrew Fitzgerald, Jared Goff or Trevor Lawrence. Now, look, I know it's a tough matchup for Trevor Lawrence against the Eagles, but he's a top 10 quarterback. Goff doesn't have any weapons. I'm going Lawrence here. What do you think, Andrew? Let's help another Andrew out.
Beginning of the week, I would have said Goff easily, but Goff without weapons, I don't want to play in fantasy. I'd rather play Trevor Lawrence. There could be more back and forth scoring against this Eagles team. Christian Kirk, we talked about him earlier. So Christian Kirk, the matchup got better because Avonte Maddox is out for the Eagles. They're starting slot cornerback. So if Kirk's available, maybe Evan Ingram steps up. And like you said, Trevor Lawrence has been playing good. Sometimes you just got to start the good quarterbacks, even if the matchups are tough. Like they rise to the occasion. And I don't think Jared Goff rising to the occasion without his top three receivers versus Trevor Lawrence, who's played really well. I'm going to go Lawrence.
All right. Maybe you should rise to the occasion and get in on our Discord, because on our Discord, we have got our touchdown call channel. It's a game we're playing, and you see G Hirsch 17 is up there with 17 on the year already. So the monthly giveaway this month is an autographed Stephon Diggs jersey. You can see right there. This is for our premium users, though. So if you are a premium Fantasy Pros user, head over to our Discord, fantasypros.com/chat. It's free to join. You could go check it out anyway at fantasypros.com/chat, but go to fantasypros.com/offers so you can get a deposit in there and go ahead and upgrade to our premium product. And then you get access to this fun thing. And you're thinking, oh, I'm already behind. I can't get in it. No. Every month we're giving away something to the monthly leader. And then every week, whoever is winning the week gets $25 to go shopping, go crazy. It's a spend city in our fantasypros.com/shop area. So look, go have some fun. Maybe you're not happy with how things are going in your fantasy league. Go make something up in our touchdown call. Go, you can make up some of that money you lost with that Stephon Diggs jersey. Go win that bad boy or whatever next month's jersey is going to be too, because it's going to be good times there for that one. Let's get back to your questions as well. And let's see, we've got Trevor Dottie, Kyle Pitts or Tyler Conklin. You can't do this, Trevor. You can't do this, right? I mean, you got to still start Kyle Pitts because you don't know what Conklin is with Zach Wilson.
Kyle Pitts was good last week. Why are people trying to sit?
I don't know.
Trying to sit Kyle Pitts. He did good last week. We got the game we wanted to.
They're chasing the illustrious offense that is, of course,
not going to be existent in week 4.
The Joe Flacco is what we're come on. I don't know. So here we go. Let's go to the next one here. Need big pod energy advice. This is from Zach. Richie James, Corey Davis, or Isaiah McKenzie, full PPR. but also have Gabe Davis. I'm sorry, Corey Davis or Isaiah McKenzie. Sorry about that.
Not starting
Wrong
Corey Davis. I'd probably go with Isaiah McKenzie.
Oh, no, he does have Gabe Davis as well. Sorry. Isaiah McKenzie was tied to the Gabe Davis, Corey Davis, too many Davises. So let's do this again. Richie James, Corey Davis, or Isaiah McKenzie already starting Gabe Davis. There you go.
Oh, yeah. No, if I could start both the Buffalo receivers and then, yeah, I would do that. It's almost kind of like a hedge where, if only one of them catches the touchdown, then I don't really care as long as one of them does. But you know that the Bills are going to produce somewhere. So I like double downing on Bills receivers. Like Richie James, okay, yeah, he's going to project well because the Giants don't have any receivers, but it's just gross. Like, I don't want to start Giants players except Saquon Barkley. Basically, he's the offense.
Saquon Barkley. Here's one for you.
I would go with McKenzie.
Nick 3 Gaming, start Dobbins over Pollard in the PPR. I don't think you can do that.
I don't know why you would do that.
Why would you do that? Don't do that. No, don't do that.
I'm starting Pollard.
Yeah.
They're probably going to see similar touch volume. And yeah, I'm starting Pollard.
Okay, let's go to Gabriel Hand. This is Hollywood or Mike Williams. Who would you rather start?
You got to go Big Mike. Look, these games without Keenan Allen are not going to happen all the time, and you just got to roll the dice. And sometimes it works out, like we saw in week 2, where he just absolutely went bananas. And sometimes you get what happened last week, where he still got a touchdown. Like, he didn't do it much after that, but at least he scored. So I'm going with Mike Williams. Like, he's a boom bust guy, and every time Allen misses, like, that chance of him booming just increases so much. And if you look at the receivers the Texans have given up big games to so far this year, Courtland Sutton, Michael Pittman. What do those guys look like? Big wide receivers on the outside. They look a lot like Mike Williams. So I think you should go with Mike Williams.
All right. Another good option is always going with our sponsor today on the show. It's Bettle. Bettle is the spot to be. If you want to go ahead and challenge yourself a little bit more, this is a fantasy platform that lets you use your season-long teams to win money every single week. Sync your squad, create a match, and win cash. You already know your fantasy team is the best, and now you can prove it. Import your season-long lineup today and challenge teams across Bettle's entire network to weekly matches for money. Real cash is going on right now. So go ahead, take the leap, and put yourself out there. New users get a $25 wager when you sign up at bettle.co. Again, that's bettle.co, bettle.co, or when you download their app from the Apple or Android store. That's how you do it. Go play some Bettle today, especially if you're just hanging around. It's a rainy day. You want to go get a little bit more action. Bettle is a fun place to do it. Let's get to the next question on our list of questions. So many, many questions. We love having you all here in the chat. This is from Manny Alvarez. Miles Sanders, that is, or Devontae Smith in the rain. Who are you playing?
Devontae Smith.
Devontae Smith in the rain. Jeff Gibson, good morning, pros. Kirk or Stevenson in the half PPR as a flex? Got to be Kirk still, right?
Got to be Kirk, yeah.
Come on, let's go. Ashton Kruger, half PPR. AJ Dillon or Brandon Cooks?
AJ Dillon.
It's close, though, I think. I mean, Brandon Cooks just has a touchdown in one of these games. We're talking different.
Yeah, but he has a horrible quarterback, and that's not going away.
Hopefully it will.
AJ Dillon's eat in the second half. You know that. We all know that. Like,
all right, here's Miller PT7, DJ Moore, Chris Godwin, or Josh Reynolds in the half PPR. This feels like an important one to get right for this roster.
DJ Moore. Look, this is it. He has to deliver this week.
Is it. Well, I mean, you could play Godwin if Godwin's healthy. You could,
Yeah, but you don't know how much Godwin's going to play. Okay. I mean, I'm taking DJ Moore.
Fair enough. Here's this one for the ages. Jennifer Hafner, Garrett Wilson, or Elijah Moore, half PPR. You got to pick one of these Jets. Who are you picking?
I mean, I'm going to start. Oh, man, I don't even. Who do I have ranked higher? Because I want. I think
you have to start Garrett Wilson, but I fear that Elijah Moore is going to be the better play this week because it's Zach Wilson.
Yeah, I think
there's
a
history there. Yeah, but I think the right call is to start Garrett Wilson. I mean, because you just don't know. There's so much variable here. I wish there was somebody else. I wish it was a third person. Just stay away from it altogether. But I don't feel like that's going to be the case. Do you?
You know what? I'm going to start Garrett, or I'm going to start Lamar. I really truly believe that the connection with Garrett Wilson I think that the connection with Joe Flacco and Garrett Wilson was legit. Like he was looking for him
Mhm.
literally on every single play. And Zach Wilson, even when he was healthy last year, never really had a one receiver that he was like so dialed in on every single play. So Elijah Moore is out there more than Garrett Wilson is. I think he still has a good matchup against the Steelers, and I still think Elijah Moore is a good player. And look, we know receivers. Receiver production is super volatile from week to week. So Garrett Wilson's been the guy, but
Mhm.
like you said, no one's going to be surprised when Elijah Moore outproduces Garrett Wilson, or if it's freaking Corey Davis that has the best game. Like no one's going to be surprised if one of those scenarios happens. So if I'm going to roll the dice, go with my gut here, I think Elijah Moore is probably going to be the most productive Jets wide receiver in week 4. And that's probably going to change throughout the year. So, but this week I'm going with Elijah Moore, who I've ranked one spot ahead of Garrett Wilson because I am so confident in my decision.
All right, Michaela A needs help. Hey guys, need help with streaming QBs. Lawrence or Mariota in the full PPR this week? Well, the PPR doesn't matter. And Hollywood or Bateman in the flex. So the PPR matters there. Hollywood or Bateman? Let's do that one first.
I like Hollywood. I mean, 17 targets last week. It's just he's getting way more volume than Bateman is, especially in a full PPR. And then for quarterback, I mean, I know you
Don't
like
you dare say
Mariota's been really
Mariota.
good. Mariota's
Don't
playing in
you
a
dare say
dome.
Mariota over
I'm
Trevor
saying
Lawrence.
playing Mariota. Dude, he's been a top 18 quarterback 3 weeks in a row.
I don't care. Trevor Lawrence is QB 10 on the season. 10. Where's his respect? Have you seen his hair? It's glorious.
He's playing the Browns.
Without,
In a
they're playing
dome.
the Browns, but there's a certain guy named Myles Garrett who's not playing today.
Exactly.
Just
That's
saying.
good. That's good for Marcus
Right, but
Mariota. You're making my argument for me.
No, I'm sorry. I'm making the argument for Mariota. Yeah, like that's great that he's not playing. I think it's a trap though that like you're gonna have Mariota in this situation here where I think he's fine, but how do you take out the guy who's a top 10 QB so far this year? Like, how do you do that?
It's easy. You just click select and you
No,
click
I'm not doing
move
that. I'm
to
not doing that.
bench.
I'm not doing that. Like that guy can implode in any minute. He's Marcus Mariota. I've seen enough Marcus Mariota in my life that I can't. If I have Lawrence, I'm playing Lawrence. That's what I'm doing. All right, let's get to Jeffrey Paradis. Hey, best Baldy, need 2 full PPR: Robinson, Wilson Jr. or AJ Dillon. So you need 2. You got to start James Robinson, right? If that is the Robinson, I don't know if that's the Robinson. If it's Allen Robinson, we ain't playing him. So I'm saying it's James Robinson because that's what I want to believe.
Yeah, James Robinson and AJ Dillon for me.
Okay, so Wilson's the odd man out there.
Yeah, I mean they're all pretty like they're in the RB2 tier. It's just I have Dillon and I just prefer Dillon and James Robinson. I mean James Robinson's been an RB1 every single week. Like you can't bench that guy. Like I'm sorry, like I get the matchups have been good. He's been ripping off big runs, but he's like giving you everything you want. So just keep playing him. Like again, talking about like staying in the flames when situations stay the same, stay in the flames. So.
Stay in the flames. I like that. You should put that on a shirt. Pittsburgh sports fans start Breece Hall, Patterson, or Mike Williams in a PPR. I'm starting Williams today in this matchup against Houston.
Yeah. Yep. We talked about Mike Williams. Like this is boom. This boom potential.
Boom. I like the boom. David,
City.
1 wide receiver and 1 flex, half PPR. Lamb, Gabe Davis, Dillon, or Bateman. So you've got Lamb, Gabe Davis, Dillon, or Bateman. You got a wide receiver and a flex out of this group. Is it Lamb and Dillon? Playing it safe? Yeah. That's what I would do too. All right, next is let's see. Gabriel Hand, Joey P. Goddard versus Jacksonville or Everett versus Houston. It says, thanks, guys. What do you think about this one? Battle of the tight ends. You're gonna go with Goddard still? Fair enough. Let's go to the Captain James Kirk. James T. Kirk, pardon me. It's a nice Star Trek reference there. Brandon Cooks or Rashad Bateman this week?
Man, a lot of Rashad Bateman questions. Yeah, I mean, I like Bateman. Yeah, Bateman had a down week last week, but I mean, he still played a lot of snaps. He's playing in a high scoring game. The Bills secondary is getting Dane Jackson back, but still a lot of question marks. And dude, he's got Lamar Jackson. That's his freaking quarterback, man. Like Lamar's so good. He's playing so good right now. Like
I just want as many points back-to-back weeks. I mean, it doesn't get much better than that.
You could convince me to start Devin Duvernay in some deep leagues if you really wanted to, because his quarterback is Lamar Jackson. So I will go with Bateman here. I mean, Davis Mills has been just horrible, and Cooks is getting targets, but it's like at what point, like it doesn't matter as much because they're off, they're inaccurate, and yeah. So I think that makes sense.
Curving Lizard 33. Gabe Davis, Garrett Wilson, or Brandon Ayuk. Who's the odd man out?
What was the
I
first
think
one?
Ayuk. Gabe Davis, Garrett Wilson, or Ayuk.
I'm probably gonna say Garrett Wilson. I mean, you're the one that has been down on Garrett Wilson. Ayuk at least has
I
a good
am,
matchup.
but I am, but like I look at the talent of Garrett Wilson, and I'm still hopeful, I guess is the word
I mean,
I should be
Ayuk is
using.
talented too. He's got a better
He
matchup.
is, but he's playing the
I'd
Rams
go with
this
Ayuk.
week, and all right. So what? You're starting Ayuk, not sitting him.
I would start Ayuk over Garrett Wilson. Yeah.
Okay, I would start Garrett Wilson, so we'll split hairs there. All right, next one here is let's go with Tom D, full flex PPR. Deontay Johnson, James Conner, or Marquise Brown.
Probably gonna go with was it did
Hollywood,
you say full
right?
PPR?
Full PPR.
Yeah, I'd go with Hollywood. I think Deontay's pretty safe too this week, but again, it's just
Yeah, I have Hollywood
when you
higher
have
in my rankings
Trubisky
too.
as your when you have Trubisky, like we talk about guys being safe with these target volume, but then it's like, dude, if Trubisky just airmails every single throw towards Deontay, then he's not safe anymore. So like, yeah, I'd rather have Kyler as my quarterback, and yeah, I'm just gonna go with Marquise.
Frank Vusage, Craig Reynolds, or Brandon Cooks.
All right, now I'm not starting Brandon Cooks for Greg Reynolds. I'm gonna start Brandon Cooks.
I would assume. Just wanted to be sure. Here's one from Michael Caron. Flex spot, Drake London or Khalil Herbert in the PPR. This is
Herbert.
tricky. We still take Herbert. You're still
Still
taking the
Herbert.
Herbert anyway. All
Yep.
right, there you go. No, I'm gonna test your love sometimes. That's all.
That's
Your
fair.
love of me, your love of Khalil Herbert. I like to test these things. Jesse Marin, Tony Pollard, or Noah Brown. You gotta start Tony Pollard. Like that's
Yeah, I mean,
no
Noah Brown, he's been living off efficiency, and we could see his workload come back
man.
a little bit
Gallup's
with Gallup coming
coming
back.
around.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
you can't do
it's
that.
not like Dallas is not out here being like, all right, let's have Cooper Rush shred this defense. Like they just want to win the games. Like they don't care how they win. And Cooper Rush has been efficient, but they're not like leaning on him to let's chuck the ball down the field 40 times a game. So yeah, Pollard. Pollard is so good, guys. Like it's just like with Kareem Hunt. Like people are asking me like, oh, I guess I'll start Kareem Hunt against the Falcons. I'm like, dude, Kareem Hunt is my RB14. Like
I don't understand why people haven't understood what's going on here. And I said this morning on the TV show. I said, this is your last chance to get out from Ezekiel Elliott, because I think there will be a narrative for some people of saying, oh, well, when Dak comes back, maybe the offense will be at a higher clip.
You're so right.
All right. Am I not right? I mean, you're going to steal
right.
this from me on Tuesday's
yes,
show. I know you
100%.
are. But remember, you heard it here first on the live stream. People are going to say, wow, when Dak comes back, more scoring opportunities that could be better for Ezekiel Elliott. Yeah, this is your last chance, because I'm telling you right now, Tony Pollard's the back there. That's it. Like, I don't care. He's so touchdown dependent. And maybe there's a small glimmer of truth to that, but not enough to make Ezekiel Elliott fantasy worthy anymore. So he is RB, 36 on the year, if memory serves, something like that. So goodbye.
Pretty much where I've been ranking him every single week.
Right. Goodbye. Be done. But you know it. You have 2 weeks to make this work. Maybe 3 to get rid of Ezekiel Elliott.
Countdown is on.
The countdown has begun. Get on that. Blake P, Antonio Gibson, or Ezekiel Elliott in the half PPR flex spot. Gibson. Next.
Yeah. Next question.
M. Earhard, Garrett Wilson, or Breece Hall in the flex. I'm not sure if we did that one already, but it sounds familiar. But
I like Breece. I like Breece Hall. I think this could be it's like a potential
touches.
sneaky breakout game for Breece Hall.
Here's one from NP Riceiv, Cam Akers or Josh Palmer.
I don't like the Cam Akers matchup this week. It kind of sucks. I like Palmer.
Yeah. All right. Trevor Doughty wants to know, at flex, Curtis Samuel or Mike Williams? Then my roster is done? Question mark.
I mean,
we're setting Trevor's whole roster for.
This is the total, like, you want all the ceiling in the world. You go Mike Williams. You want someone that's not going to give you 0 points and get you like 10. It's Curtis Samuel. Like, it's a whole like ceiling floor perspective here with these two guys, because they're like on total different ends of the spectrum. Because like Curtis Samuel's average depth of target is like 3 yards downfield, so he's not going to be scoring like these.
I know, but he's making things happen. Like, I mean, Buster's want to joke about that. The dude's been productive, so
right, and he's not a bad play. Like Curtis Samuel won't be the wrong answer here, but if you bench Mike Williams without Keenan Allen, like you're taking a risk of like sitting 30 fantasy points on the bench. So I don't want to do that. That's not how I play. I play to win and get the most of my players. So I would start Mike Williams.
All right, let's go also to whenever you need a little bit more help setting your lineup. My playbook is always there for you. Look at it. It's
Devin Duvernay.
glorious. That's right, Devin Duvernay. Like, I don't laugh, man. Devin Duvernay probably gonna have 2 touchdowns today. Manage your fantasy football lineups and dominate your leagues with My Playbook from Fantasy Pros. My Playbook is the suite of the most powerful tools that will help you make better decisions. We're here to help you make decisions, but what if you can't get to us? What if we missed your question? You need something like My Playbook to help you out there. Manage your lineups, win your leagues. That's what we're about over here at Fantasy Pros. Created, of course, by the Fantasy Pros team, which is the #1 sports advice and tools provider in the world. This is the app that will let you import your teams to get custom updates, news, rankings, analysis, all of the above, waiver wire help, cheat sheet help, amazing things that we have available here, including the trade tools also to make all the moves you need to. So sync your leagues today at fantasypros.com/myplaybook, or you could download the My Playbook app, which is spectacular, by the way, for Apple or Android. Again, this is My Playbook, and this is the tools that we're offering you to go ahead and crush everybody. That's what you want to do. You want to win the leagues. You want to have some fun. My Playbook is the thing to do it. And of course, go premium today. My Playbook at fantasypros.com/offers. Go check that out. Make the offer. Go ahead, take the offer. And again, you get the 6 free months of our premium product. And that's how you get in the touchdown contest and all the other fun things that we got going on here. Let's get to more of your questions here. This is from Kenneth Byron. Start Tyler Lockett or Garrett Wilson. This is close.
Lockett for me. Lockett for me.
I tend to
good
agree.
matchup in the slot. I like it.
I tend to agree. His is from Ed D. Tanyan or Everett today.
I'm going to go with Gerald Everett. Yeah.
He's proven, Everett it is.
It with Herbert.
Let's go to Mayfly. Mayfly Z wants to know Gibson or AJ Dillon in the standard league.
Still Dillon. Standard? I'm going with AJ Dillon. Way more touchdown upside.
Way more. So much more. Here's one from Noah Jameson. Hey guys, bench 1, AJ Dillon, Tony Pollard, or Breece Hall. I gotta bench Breece Hall in that grouping. Sorry.
Yeah, even though I like him.
One's working with Zach Wilson. And the other, like, I know Cooper Rush isn't great, but I mean, he's been okay. He's been better than we thought.
Pollard is just so, like, I think you just got to keep starting. Like, I know, like, the usage is never going to look ideal for Pollard. He's going to split carries with Zeke, but it's like, dude, at the end of the day, like, going back to the point that you make, Joe, is like, dude, if this guy just keeps scoring fantasy points, then you just got to keep playing him. Like,
it's like, what do you hate, life? You hate fantasy points? What's the matter with you? If the guy's productive, and just because it's efficient productivity. Look, we always say volume is king, but you know what is queen, which is the one who tells the king what to do? Okay? You know what? What's queen?
I love this.
Productivity. Okay? Productivity. Let's go to the next one here. Let's go to Tom. Tom wants to know Tom Fraze, Njoku or Hawkinson this week. I get the Hawkinson one. I think I would play Hawkinson this week. What do you think, Andrew?
You got to play Hawkinson this week.
You got to play Hawkinson.
If he doesn't deliver, this is the week to play him. And again, it could be still, I mean, if it's like 7 catches for 70 yards and that's his ceiling game, he doesn't score. Okay. But that's still like from a tight end perspective, like that's top 5 production. So I like it.
All right. Heather Mendez says, happy week 4, guys. Happy week 4, Heather. Full PPR, need 1 for the flex position. DJ Moore or Devin Singletary?
DJ Moore. Oof.
Yeah, let's go.
The Bills still in here. Run the football, and I don't know if Devin Singletary is getting 11 targets again.
What about all the rain? They're not going to run it in the rain.
The Bills are one of those teams that they just don't run it no matter what. They're going to run it with Josh Allen.
Singletary got a crap ton of targets last week too.
That's I know, 11.
But I'm still going to go with DJ Moore today. This is it. This is the one. This is it. And then you flip him off this week.
DJ Moore today. DJ Moore never again tomorrow.
Never again, because the schedule is no bueno. Here you go. John Butler wants to know Christian Kirk or Terry McLaurin.
Kirk, easy.
Okay, Kirk, I agree. 2 for 2. Here's another one from Michael Hodges. PPR, RB Stevenson or Jeffrey Wilson Jr. First, Wilson, right?
Yeah.
And then wide receiver Mike Williams or Christian Kirk. This one's much closer. I would go with Mike Williams today.
Did it have full PPR?
It is full PPR, but I don't care. It's Houston.
I'm going
with Kirk still? I love Kirk, but I think Big Mike has a big day today. That's what I think. Let's go to the next one. Joe Colantoni, Hunt, Wilson, Ayuk at the flex. I can only assume one. You want to go with Jeffrey Wilson? You want to go with Hunt? You want to go with Hunt? Look at that. No hesitation. 3-3.
Falcons.
I know. 336 Hokie. Defense today, the Giants versus the Bears or Tampa versus KC? I know the Giants D isn't good, but the
So
Bears
do you have
offense
any?
is worse.
My question for you for the Giants, because you are the IDP wizard.
I am.
Giants defense. Do you think that they are kind of being overblown because they're playing the Bears? But the thing about the Bears
Yes,
is the
I
Bears
do.
don't throw. So like that's the issue. Like you don't get opportunities for
Right.
sacks and turnovers as much. If they're literally running the ball every single time, you can't get points. So I guess that's my
I would say
concern.
this: if it's a league where the scoring is set up in terms of the lack of points the defense gives up, I can understand starting the Giants.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I'm starting Tampa. Tampa is a
Okay.
defense that's good enough to make
They can
Mahomes
get
make
turnovers.
mistakes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
If it's
I'm starting
turnover
Tampa
heavy
here.
with points, then yeah, that makes more sense.
All right, let's go to the next one here. Some of your emoji usage, by the way, everybody, it's questionable at times. I just want to play some of the emojis. All right, here's one from Joseph Garcia, whose emojis are out of control, but I'm gonna give you the benefit of the doubt here. PPR, Burks, Godwin, or Zay Jones. Pick one. I think I'm rolling the dice here with Godwin and just hope for the best.
I kind of
Zay
like
Jones is
Burks.
close. He's in the conversation, but I
I
can't
kind
do
of
it.
like Burks. Burks is
You
look
do?
the last 2 weeks. Burks got the targets 2 weeks ago. He got the routes last week. Now we just gotta put them all together in 1 week.
Raven DeVoe wants to know, should I pick up McKenzie or Dotson off the waiver wire? I mean, Jahan Dotson's the better pickup. Not this
Yeah,
week.
I think long
But
term I'd rather have Dotson on my. I mean, he's a first round rookie
yeah.
wide receiver. Like those guys traditionally have are very productive towards the end of the year. Curtis Samuel, we've always seen has been gotten hurt in the past. So I think Dotson, I think long term, not this week particular, but Dotson is kind of like a guy we could see his stock rising, whereas McKenzie, I think, is going to be on the fringe kind of like every single week. He's going to be that guy we talk about. Is like, well, is McKenzie on your waiver wire? Because you can pick him up. He's going to get dropped, picked up, or like kind of like all year
He's just a
long.
gadget guy. There's nothing special there. Like,
Yeah, I mean, we wouldn't talk about him if he
special.
wasn't on the Bills offense at all. So,
No.
yeah.
The one thing we should always talk about is the jersey giveaway. Jalen Waddle autographed jersey. Thanks to our friends at Pristine Auction. We're going to give it away today to somebody. Could be you. Again, you have to subscribe to our YouTube channel, click the bell for notifications, and you have to comment here. You have to ask a question today on the stream. And if you do, you are entered to win this Jalen Waddle jersey. And of course, we'll have more jerseys to give away. So make sure you are a subscriber of Fantasy Pros on the YouTube. And of course, you check out Pristine Auction as well. Don't forget to click the bell for notifications so you know if you are the big winner. Could be you, could be me. No, it can't be me. I can't win. I'm not allowed. Not allowed to win that. Let's go to more of your questions. Here's one from John Butler. John wants to know Russell Wilson or Jimmy G. You have to start Russell Wilson, John. You have to. You can't, right,
dude,
Andrew?
I'm pumped to
Come
start.
on.
Dude, Russell Wilson.
I'm not excited, but you just can't do it.
Dude, he's gonna cook. Dude,
Don't
Cortland
dude
Sutton.
me.
He's gonna cook to. Dude, he's
Duding
playing
me?
the rate.
Not
Okay.
even noon.
Here's the
Dude me
stat.
before
Here's the
noon.
stat about Russell Wilson. Okay.
Okay.
So they have been one of the better offenses in terms of in between the 20s this season. They've been horrible in the red zone. Raiders. The Raiders are the league's third worst defense. They're giving up red zone touchdowns at a 90% clip. The Raiders, like they're going to score touchdowns this week, and that means Russ is going to have a good game. So yeah, I know you like Herbert in DFS. I love Russell Wilson in DFS this week. Russell Wilson, Cortland Sutton, and bringing it back with Devontae Adams.
I have said this.
In the dome? No,
I've said it on the DFS show. I said it on the television show. I said that I'd like it if you're playing the 4:00 slate only. I think if you're, it's just the. I can't get
from the Russ early.
If you're playing the late, no. If you're playing the main slate, the tank potential of what you just laid out there, like if this ends up being another 16-13 game, I'm gonna throw myself off a tall building. Like it is just, it's horrendous what's going on with the Denver Broncos offense, right? And look, I agree with you. If it's going to get better, it's going to get better today. But I think if you're isolating the 4 p.m. slate, that's the one that I want it to get better in. Like, I don't want to just burn my money. Season long is different. You have to play those guys. It's different. All right, let's go to the next one here. Hey, guys, need some help in the half PPR. J.K. Dobbins or Clyde Edwards-Helaire, and that's from Gustavo Amador.
Oh, God, I hate both of them.
I know you do. That's why I figured
I'm going Dobbins, man. I can't.
Wow.
I mean, Dobbins, dude, Edwards-Helaire, he has a worse matchup. Dobbins, who was off the injury report this week, so I could spin it in a conversation where he does get more work. It would make sense that he would see more work in, another week back, and maybe they try to run the ball a little bit more if the ground is wet. I like Dobbins. And I also know Dobbins is just a better running back than Edwards-Helaire. I know that. So
Okay,
I'll go
fair
Dobbins.
enough. Fair enough. Brandon Craig, Penny, Breece Hall, or Patterson in the full PPR?
Penny, Patterson. Who's the middle guy?
Breece Hall.
Oh, Breece Hall. See, Patterson is tough because I just don't know.
Trust the health
I feel
right
like
now. Yeah.
no, because like it's the same thing that happened in week 1. So week 1, he had 25 touches. Week 2, 10. Week 3, another big workload. It seems like he's gonna not have a massive workload this week, especially because he's entering the game with like his bum knee, and he's still not built like a guy that can handle the ball 20 times per game. Which is why make sure Tyler Algier, do not let him be on your waiver wire.
Right.
Like make sure that you pick him up right now, stash him, because if Patterson gets banged up in this game, we're going to be talking about him on the waiver wire show like all week long. So Tyler Algier, make sure you stash him. I just really still like Penny a lot. Like I think obviously the game script where if the lines get up, then he's screwed. But the fact the lines are like lost so many offensive players, it makes me feel like Seattle can make this game closer. And I do Rashad Penny, when he's healthy, he's good. He's good. So I'm going with Rashad Penny. Let's roll, baby.
All right. It was a long way to get there, but we got there. Brian O. Hey guys, Lamb or Sutton in the PPR?
Sutton.
Lamb. Next. John W. Hollywood, Cooks, or Bateman in a standard league?
Probably gonna go Hollywood.
Still Hollywood.
Yeah,
but it's close with Bateman for me. But again, I think Bateman's another one of these guys you buy low on now because he's still this is his rookie season still figuring it out.
Yeah, the big play. He's played less than 10 games.
Yeah. Like let's not like. I think people were too excited. Like I'm very excited about Bateman, but I'm also being patient with him. I feel like with Bateman, you have to kind of understand that as the season goes on, it's going to get better and better. And he had a couple of touchdowns. He had some big plays. Just be patient here. And if someone's not patient because he's not a top 10 receiver yet, go remove that player from their roster happily. Go make that trade. Let's get to some more of your questions here. Let's go to Cooper Laporte, AJ Dillon, or Cordero Patterson in the PPR.
Dillon.
Nuke wants to know, hey guys, should I put in my flex Dotson, Robert Woods, or Josh Palmer? It's Palmer.
Oh yeah, Josh Palmer.
Okay, Jonathan Baroya, Pollard or Breece Hall? It's Pollard. Stop, guys. Why do you hate Pollard? Why does everybody hate Tony Pollard so much? Play him in DFS this week. He's 6K on both sides.
This is gonna be the week where Zeke scores like 2 touchdowns and Tony Pollard gets like 200 rushing yards. Because that's
good. If he does trade his rear end to some
oh my God, yes.
Move good. That if you have Zeke and he scores 2 touchdowns this week, you should go do some charity work. You should go to your local highway and start picking up trash just randomly. Like that's what you should be doing if that happens, because that is such a gift. You need to give it back to the universe. Pay it forward or backward or whatever the hell it is. Chris Herring, Gabe Davis, or Devontae Smith in the flex spot?
I still like Devontae Smith.
Okay, I understand. I get it. He's the safer play. Gabe is still a little touchdown dependent for now until we see.
I guess what's the difference between them? Like they both are in good offenses. They're both number 2s, except one of them isn't entering the game with a bummed ankle, right?
Mm-hmm. That boy 555. Who's my RB2 in half PPR? Breece Hall, Cam Akers, Rashad Penny, or Travis Etienne? I think it's Hall.
I like Penny. I talked about Penny too much.
Yeah,
I like Penny and Hall of those 2 guys. I mean, like they're playing the Lions, like the worst run defense in the NFL besides the Texans.
I know, but they've been pretty bad themselves, and Penny has not been great. So I'm waiting for the big Ken Walker game. When's that coming? I'm looking for that.
I mean,
let's go pick that guy up now.
He's gonna get more than 3 carries.
You think more than 3? You can't 4? Would 4 do it? No.
They gave him some weird Wildcat stuff last week, and these like weird he also has like 3 targets in his last 2 games, but they're like these like pitches that are like being called targets, even though they're really just like lateral passes.
Let's go with Mike 0589, Jeffrey Wilson Jr. or Kareem Hunt.
Kareem Hunt.
Yeah, it's a good matchup for Hunt today. I like this one. Let's go with Christopher Prue. I've got Reynolds, or I can play Patterson the full PPR. I think you just play Reynolds right now because I don't know what Patterson's health is. Like I'm real sketch about Patterson this week.
Yeah, I think that Reynolds, you lock in the points.
Here's one. Tyler Ho. Zeke or Pierce in the PPR?
Pierce.
Agreed. It's time to live in the now. Stephanie's mouth guard. Boys, PPR quick before I freak out. DJ Moore or Josh Reynolds? Silence from Andrew Erickson.
DJ Moore.
Silent. I agree.
DJ Moore.
It's begrudging, but I agree. I play DJ Moore, and I hope that this is finally that game. And if it's not, then Stephanie's mouth guard, you can come here next week and complain. You are allowed to complain. Justin Jericho, Juju Smith-Schuster, or Romeo Dobbs in the full PPR? Romeo Dobbs?
Closely ranked. I mean, I'm not excited. I'm just like, I think
I'm not excited to play Juju either. I'm playing Dobbs.
Shot on rookie.
I'll answer it for you. You can hedge. I'll play Dobbs.
Yeah.
Right or wrong, that's what I want to do. That's what I do. I want to put my money where my mouth is. And if you want to do that, you should try Bettle. Look at that segue. My goodness. Seriously? Does it get any better than that? Bettle is the only fantasy platform that lets you use your season-long wins and get money every single week off of them. Sync your squad today and create a match and win cash. You already know your fantasy team is the best. Now it's your chance to prove it. So import your season-long lineups, challenge teams across Bettle's entire network to weekly matchups for real money. So go ahead and take the leap, put yourself out there, and new users get a $25 wager when you sign up at bettle.co. That's bettle.co, or download the Bettle app over on Apple or Android. That's what you do to get involved in the Bettle. Go check it out. It's very cool. And you know what else is cool? Your questions. So let's get back to your questions as well. How about some defense, special teams love? Chargers or Eagles? Chargers have a lot of injuries right now. That kind of steers me off them. I think I'll go with the Eagles here, despite the fact it's the Houston Texans. That's where I'm at here, Andrew.
Yeah, I'm going Eagles. They had 9 sacks last week. Like,
here you go. You're gonna love this one. XX Happy Herbs XX. Clyde Edwards-Helaire or Zeke?
Just log off.
I never had somebody quit the stream.
I'm just on my rankings here. I just need to figure out who I've ranked lower. That's pretty much how I'm starting Zeke. I have him ranked higher. Player, so that's what I'm starting.
I would start Clyde Edwards-Helaire and hope for the best. That's what I would do, because I got no faith in Zeke. None.
Isn't that kind of what you're doing with either of that? So
I don't have faith in Clyde Edwards-Helaire, but look, I mean, at this point, if I'm gonna flip a coin, I'm gonna flip it with Patrick Mahomes. I'm just gonna try. You know, I mean, there's such a small window for Zeke to be productive. Like, it's so threading the needle that Clyde Edwards-Helaire has more opportunities. Bo Ryan, Pierce, or Jeffrey Wilson Jr.? Pierce or Jeffrey Wilson
for me,
Jr.?
But I like Pierce. I like his upside against the Chargers run defense that's been atrocious. No Bosa. I like that matchup.
Okay, let's go to the next one here. All right, here we go. Tarzanix. Ken Walker, James Cook, or Rashad White. He has to drop one of these players. Who do you drop?
Ken Walker, Rashad White. Who's the last one?
I think he dropped James Cook. I think he dropped Cook.
Yeah, I mean, Cook. Yeah, I think you got to draft James Cook. I mean, it's right now the Bills running back role is not like super great, but Devin Singletary has the vice grip. Yeah, it's like, and Zach Moss is like not going away either. Like, even if Singletary were to go down, you know, Cook's not just stepping into 70%, you know, snap share. Like, Moss will still be like involved. And like, I don't know about you, like just watching James Cook, he just kind of looks uncomfortable out there. Like he's feeling like natural. He's kind of like dropping past. Yeah. Like, and I think he's still kind of working through things as a rookie. And I think that he could be a thing down the stretch, but I mean, Rashad White don't want to drop because they're giving Fournette so much work, and there's no way he's going to last all year long if he keeps seeing like 25 touches per game, especially because like most of he's just like getting carries and just like slamming to the defensive line.
So breaking news here, Andrew, Zay Jones is now out.
Inactive
for today's game. Is inactive.
Yeah.
Zay Jones is inactive. Of course, I'm getting all this from my playbook, by the way. Cordell Patterson is active.
Right.
Just to keep on top of things.
Yep.
Dawson Knox is active, so that is good. The Zay Jones one, that comes as a bit of a surprise to me. How about you?
No, I mean, he got added to the injury report, I think, a little bit later on during the week. Look, I know that he isn't viewed as someone that's like super productive, but look, he's way better than Marvin Jones is. So I think that this hurts Jacksonville. I know that you still like Trevor Lawrence. I still don't think that hurts him. We saw him last year with bad receivers, and he wasn't as good. So one thing I will note is that Evan Ingram has to step up in this game. Like, like this is an Evan Ingram.
Well, he's
game
been
I've
throwing the
ever
ball his
seen
way. You're
I know.
right.
And you have the two strong perimeter corners. Marvin Jones cannot do anything against James Bradbury and Darius Slay. Like, I don't have no faith that he's going to be able to do anything. Kirk in the slot can beat whoever the Eagles have in there because Avonte Maddox is out. So I still feel fine about Kirk. Kirk was going to get targets anyway. So you're going to see the running backs involved in the passing game. And I think Evan Ingram, like if you're trying to find a streamer, like I'm starting Ingram over Tyler Conklin, like because I've seen it with Evan Ingram before. He's had the targets in this offense. He has a good role in this offense. And that's the Eagles' weakness is the middle of the field, not the perimeter. And that's where Evan Ingram plays. So Evan Ingram kind of disappointed last week. He didn't catch the touchdown. He did catch 2-point conversion. So they are looking for him in the red zone. So yeah, I think Evan Ingram, especially in DFS too, he's cheap. He's one of the cheaper. He's cheaper than like Njoku, I think, who's going to be very chalky against the Falcons. I'm rolling with Evan Ingram, man.
What are your thoughts on Rondale Moore this week? I know you mentioned about, it hurts Dortch in your opinion, but does it? I mean, Dortch has really been solid. I guess.
Well, there's only going to be one guy in the slot, I would imagine.
Right, but like, how much is that going to be Rondale Moore first week back? I guess is my question.
I mean, if he's healthy,
I think a lot of people have Dortch in their lineups this week. I know I've got a couple where I have him in there, so I was just kind of.
I mean, I wouldn't feel comfortable because Dortch's role. I mean, he's been running 95% of the routes. Like that's so high, and that's part of why he's been so productive. So if you change that to now 60% with Rondale Moore now in the fold, I think that matters dramatically because he's not playing as much, so it's so much harder for him to command the same amount of targets that he's been seeing in the offense. So I'm more concerned about Dortch, and it's not to say I don't really want to start Rondale Moore either, just because I don't know how they're going to split the usage. Because Dortch may not do anything. Like they could just be like, Rondale Moore's back. He's the slot guy, and this is the guy. It's not like we would have been talking about Greg Dortch if Rondale Moore.
No, I mean nobody was.
Numbers
but you know what? I want to talk about him because I want to give the guy some credit. Like the guys figured it out. The guy showed up there, and he's wide receiver 24 on the
also
season,
too.
So.
I think let's just look at the track record with Cliff Kingsbury. This dude doesn't know how to use his players the right way.
Well, like, that is true. That is absolutely true.
That's why I'm scared because he could move Greg Dortch to the outside or something like something just bizarre and be like, dude, like, what are you doing? Like he's been the slot receiver all year, been productive. And then he's going to run like 100% of his routes from out wide and it's going to be horrible. So
all right, let's get more questions. We got to go back to the questions. We can't.
Is there any other injuries? Is there any other injury stuff?
Not that I've seen. If you see, Gabe Davis is active. I just saw that one, which we anticipated being active. Josh Reynolds is active. So far, nothing else that's crept up on us. It's really tough too.
Shaq Leonard's active for the Colts. First time all year.
It's been really difficult too. When we have the game with so many injuries in it in London, where people are waking up probably and going, "What? Alvin Kamara's out." Just a weird set of circumstances. Alex Orlando, Njoku or Tyler Higbee in the full PPR?
Higbee. I mean, this dude is a target machine. Like
Crow the Warrior Princess, one of our favorite listeners and watchers here. Morning, Joe and Andrew. Am I crazy for thinking about starting Jamal Williams over CMC? Thanks as always. You're not crazy. I understand your disdain, but you have to start CMC. But Williams is worthy of a flex start. He's going to get a ton of work, don't you think?
Yeah. I mean, this is one of these where you have an embarrassment of riches that you're working with. And, you have Jamal Williams probably as a bench
I don't know if I
guy
would call CMC and Jamal Williams riches at this point, but
what do you mean? They're both bell running back. All the running backs have been horrible.
This week.
Everyone has been horrible except James Robinson, Nick Chubb.
James Robinson, elite James Robinson, you mean? Let's go. Aaron Lowe, Josh Reynolds, Josh Palmer, James Robinson. You can pick two. Definitely James Robinson. And Palmer. I would go Palmer over Reynolds. I'm just going to take the quarterback. Yeah. What do you think?
On this stream, we've had that question a lot. Palmer versus Reynolds. Yes. And I'm going with my Palmies. Arnold Palmies, baby. Let's go.
I'm going to do this one because I called you Andy in it, which I've never called you Andy. Does anyone call you Andy? Full PPR.
My grandfather.
Taylor Boyd. All right, Andy, let's do it. Full PPR. Do I play Josh Reynolds or Pollard? I think you play Pollard. Do you agree?
Pollard. Yes, I agree.
I could also play Julio. No, you can't because he never plays. Godwin, but feel it's too risky. You're right. Thanks, Joe P and Andy. There you go.
Yeah, you can't. I mean, you cannot wait for unless you like have Julio Jones and Chris Godwin and Russell Gage, and you're trying to figure out which one to
You
start
ready?
like at the
Spoiler
time.
alert. Spoiler alert. I'm going to break some news. Joe Schefter says Julio Jones is not going to play this week. There you go. I just ruined everybody's week.
Yeah, Julio.
Even
and
if he
James
plays, could you start him? No, you can't. You can't
no,
do that.
I think Godwin will probably end up playing. But again, it's still risky to start him.
Don Vito Corleone says, "Hey guys, pick one: CH, Brees Hall, or DJ Moore. You need one of these guys to start in your league. Who are you going to start?"
DJ Moore for me. Is it
PPR?
Did you say PP? Did you say full PPR?
I did. You should listen to the Don when the Don talks.
All right, DJ Moore. DJ Moore.
Okay. You've seen The Godfather, right? Do I have to take your card away from me? All right, good. Because I had some friends who'd never seen The Godfather. I was like, what's wrong with you? Seriously. Like, what? Seriously. Something's wrong. Connor Hoban, Pierce or Tony Pollard?
I like Pierce.
I like Pollard.
I'm going Pierce. You have Pollard as a top. You have Pollard in your top 20. I have Pierce in my top 20.
I gotta double check. They're close. I will double check right now, but I gotta ask another question first. Another question here. Let's see. Prodigy. Good morning, gentlemen. Would you go Gabe Davis or AJ Dillon in the flex? Half PPR.
Half PPR. Yeah, I go AJ Dillon. I think they have the same amount of touchdown upside, but less injury concern with Dillon versus.
I have Pollard over
Gabe
Pierce,
Davis.
so by a good amount. So turns out.
What do you have Pollard at? RB what? You gotta have him up there
I love him this week against Washington. I've got him at 17.
Oh damn, yeah, no, that is really high. Yeah.
Well, I mean, he's RB 24 on the year. I just want to point that out. Last week he was RB 24, but the week before he was RB 3.
Yeah. No, I mean I like him too.
People,
I think that's an aggressive rank, but I get the appeal.
I'm an aggressive guy, so that's what happens.
Well, I believe you are the stand-in best Fantasy Pros RB ranker. I went through and looked at it. I was best at quarterback and tight end. You were best at running back.
Atrocious. Quarterback and tight end this year, I've been atrocious, and I can only assume because I kept Justin Fields too high for too many weeks. That's got to be where it is. But I am number 5 on the year at ranking running backs. I want to say
you were up. Yeah, no, you were definitely the highest among
absurd.
The Fantasy Pros analysts, and then Friedman was the number 1 or the highest among us.
Friedman's crushing all of us right now.
And wide receivers because he didn't have Keenan Allen in his thing, and it hacked the whole system last week.
Khalil Herbert from Gary Mandel. Khalil Herbert or Jamal Williams? I say Khalil.
I also agree with you. So you think that's? I think in like DFS, I like Khalil more than Jamal Williams too.
Well, he's cheaper. Khalil Herbert's 5,700 on DK. He's cheaper. They're comparable price on FanDuel, but again, FanDuel you're playing for the touchdown. It's a little different game. Let's go to Skilly full PPR. Sutton, Kirk, or Mike Williams. Ooh, these are good problems to have, but that's tricky.
I don't like when people ask me Sutton questions because that's what I always answer is just Sutton, and I feel like I'm biased. But I also
can't go
feel
Sutton over Kirk and Williams, can you?
I mean, have you seen the Raiders defense play football?
I have, but have you watched the Broncos play offense?
Yeah, and yet Courtland Sutton has still been productive the last 2 weeks. Mind blowing. I'm going Courtland Sutton.
I want to check on this productivity you claim.
He has over 100 yards in back-to-back weeks.
He does.
Yeah,
well, he's got 97, so you're a liar. Sorry. He also has no touchdowns on the year too.
Yeah, because they haven't scored in the red zone yet. But I already told you that the Raiders' red zone defense sucks.
I told you. You know what? Just for you, I'm going to move him up higher this week. I'm going to move him all the way up to 15. That's where I can stomach it.
I like it.
That's for you, Andrew. That's what I'm doing. All right. I want to remind everybody too, do not forget, we've got a little bit of time left. Don't get left out of the Jalen Waddle jersey giveaway. Subscribe to Fantasy Pros. Ask a question on the stream. That's how you get entered. Click that little bell for notifications. Again, this is from Pristine Auction. Autographed, authentic. It's gorgeous. It's teal. It's Jalen Waddle, number 17. That's what you want to get. We're going to give away later in the show, so stick around. It's happening. Everything's happening. Let's get to more questions here. Let's rapid fire some of these. Patterson or Hunt, and that's from Kevin Vulin in the half PPR. Patterson or Hunt? Hunt, right?
Hunt.
All right.
Hunt.
To the second power. What up, Joey P and Andrew? Half PPR, wide receiver 2, Judy, Curtis Samuel, or Lockett? Judy, Curtis Samuel. Or Tyler Lockett? All right, we're swinging for the fences with Curtis Samuel. Dylan S. Hey guys, Kirk Robinson, Brandon Cooks, Wilson Jr., or AJ Dillon. Start 2 in the PPR. So you got Kirk Robinson, I assume James. Maybe I shouldn't, but I will. Brandon Cooks, Wilson Jr., or Dillon. Again, good problems to have. This feels
Kirk
like
and
a 10-team
Robinson.
league.
Kirk and Robinson for
Yeah,
me.
let's go.
I think that's who he has in there
Attack.
because that's why he listed in that order.
Probably.
So yeah, just keep him in there.
Probably. And by the way, whoever was on the YouTube channel that made the Waddle Waddle with the duck song, hilarious. My kids used to like that song, and I hated it. It's the worst song ever, and it got stuck in my head, but good job. That was very funny with the Waddle jersey. So I just want to give a shout out to whoever did that. Kevin Fave, full PPR. Again, the emojis, inappropriate. Full PPR, need an RB2. Dobbins, Craig Reynolds, Hines, McKissick. It's got to be Dobbins in this mix. I mean, come on.
Yep. Dobbins.
It's not even close. Let's go. Dylan, Zeke, Brees, Connor, pick 3. So somebody's out. This is for Dr. Churm. So Dylan, Brees Hall, James Conner, or Zeke. Zeke is out for me.
Zeke's
made it
out.
easy. Zeke is out. Greedy GTR. Hello, guys. Full PPR in the flex. Devontae Smith or Damian Pierce. Full PPR. Taking the Smith.
Devontae.
Taking the Pierce.
Devontae
Smith. Brandon Moore, Tom Brady, or Aaron Rodgers this week.
Tom Brady.
He's
got his weapons back, so let's go.
Right. He does. All the weapons.
I'm back in.
Dynametry, which I think I took that in college. Saquon Barkley or James Robinson. It is such a good matchup for Barkley this week. You got to play Barkley, I think.
Barkley's my number 1 ranked running back this week, so I'm going Barkley.
He might be mine as well. Let me double check that. Yes,
I mean,
he is.
Why not? Like
it's gotta be. I mean, look, I love. Look, no disrespect. With all due respect, like I get it. I get the question, but you gotta start Barkley this week,
dude. Barkley has everything. I mean, great matchup. He's getting all the work, and he's the entire offense for the Giants. Like, come on.
Do you have Russell Wilson ahead of Tom Brady this week in your rankings? I bet you do.
I think they're close. I think they might be back to back. I think I have Russell at 10.
Back to back.
Brady at 11.
Okay. All right. Just out of curiosity there. That's because I'm looking at it. I'm like, it's like I kind of feel like I gotta take some kickers out too. Apparently some kickers out.
Oh yeah, I know that. Well. Yeah, there's a bunch of kickers. Oh yeah, my so on Dynasty Owner, I have the Lions kicker who is out, and now I have no one to play a kicker because I have no money left over to pay a kicker.
No money. Cubantino Abreu, full PPR, Lazard, McKenzie, or Ayuk. I assume you're going to go Ayuk, right?
Yes, that's correct. Ayuk.
Okay. Next one here, Melvin Gordon or Brees Hall, and that's from Who Dat Nation. Brees Hall. AJ Dillon or Kareem Hunt, second RB, 1 point PPR, and that's from Scott S.
Kareem Hunt.
Half PPR flex, Hunt, Reynolds, or Garrett Wilson, and that's from Billy Boy.
Kareem Hunt.
Kareem Hunt for Billy Boy. Everybody, Billy Boy loves it. B Fees, great show, guys. Thanks, B Fees. AJ Dillon or Miles Sanders?
I still go with AJ Dillon.
AJ Dillon. Okay, I would agree. Miles Sanders, I mean, just
the Jags defense is good, man. Too.
You want to talk about not getting excited about a player? Like I cannot get excited about Miles Sanders. I have 0 shares.
Like, he'll write 15 rushes for 60 yards and no touchdowns.
And no touchdown. Great,
and
terrific,
no catches.
Grand. No yelling on the bus. Let's go to Keith Tapp. Okay, wait, Keith, did I lose your question? I think I did. Hold on, Keith. I'll find it again. Don't worry, we'll work it out. Let's go to Miles Godwin. Full PPR, Schultz or Conklin. Help a brother out, Miles says.
Oh God, this one sucks. I
think I play Schultz.
Dude, just the thing with Schultz is I don't know if he's going to have the same role, and he's sucked in his 2 games that he's played with Cooper Rush so far. So
yeah, but I have no idea what Conklin is at all. I'll play talent and I'll just hope for the best.
I mean, but you think that Schultz is that much more talented than Tyler Conklin? Like we knew Schultz was not the super talented tight end. We knew he was the benefit of a situation that he was.
I think Schultz has earned a little bit more respect.
Well, Conklin was a top.
Conklin is a good guy. I like the Conklin. Don't get me wrong about the Conklin. He's fine.
Going Tyler Conklin.
Joe Flacco ain't around anymore,
bro.
Joe Flacco ain't around these parts no more, son. It's gonna get real tough for Tyler Conklin. Gonna get real tough, buddy boy. Where's Billy Boy when you need him? Here's one from Brian Bowen: Patterson or Stevenson. Full PPR.
I'm going to go with Patterson.
Okay. Roy Lara, Bateman or Garrett Wilson?
Bateman.
Bateman. I want to remind everybody too, one last time, that the stream is brought to you by Bettle. Go check out Bettle. It is super cool. It's an opportunity for you to prove how good your fantasy rosters really are. It's the only fantasy platform that lets you use your season-long team to win money every week, sync your squad, create a matchup, win cash. You know, go prove it now. If you think your roster is all that good, import your season-long lineup, challenge teams across Bettle's entire network for weekly matchups and win real money. Go ahead, take the leap and put yourself out there. New users get $25 wager when you sign up at bettle.co. That's bettle.co. Download the Bettle app on Apple or Android stores as well. That's the place to go. Bettle is the cool place to prove how good your season-long roster really is. Andrew Erickson, we're going to give away a jersey in a few minutes. If you haven't already subscribed to the Fantasypros YouTube channel, do it. Hurry, hurry, hurry. That Jalen Waddle jersey is not going to give away itself. Let's go with this next question here. Jack Pusa, Hunt or Hall in the Standard League?
Hunt.
Agreed. Next one here. Don't do this. Donna, I know you want me to bro you. Do not make me bro you. Should I even ask this? I feel like she's joking. I think Donna's joking with us because she says Barkley or Zeke. Come on, Donna. I think you're just having fun. Lara wants to know, Lara Pesic, Curtis Samuel or Brandon Cooks in the half PPR. I'm going Curtis Samuel.
I agree.
Okay.
I concur.
I concur. Tristan Kirk, not Christian Kirk. Tristan Kirk, Palmer or Dortch in the flex? Palmer, right?
Palmer. Yeah.
Okay. Dan Panazzo. Hey guys, 2 questions here. Wentz or Mariota? Mariota, right?
Yes.
Finally, you win. Okay. Jeff Wilson, Rashad Penny, Breece Hall. Need one of those 3. I know the Penny matchup's the one you like. Do you like it more than Hall? Do you like it more than Jeff Wilson?
I like it more than Jeff Wilson, no.
Okay, so Jeff Wilson is your guy. I would concur with that. Let's do Gary Bonkerman Jr. too. Penny or Jacobs?
Penny.
Ugh, man. I know, I get it. Like I probably would see.
I mean, why are we so like, oh, we got to play Jacobs? Like, what has he done this year? It's like so. He's so good.
It's that volume conversation, but Penny gets volume and he's not productive, and so does Josh Jacobs. So it's tough. Like he's like,
Penny doesn't get as much volume because his team's usually losing.
Well, that's the problem. That's my issue with Penny.
Too.
Is all right. Here's another one. The Rube, Elijah Moore. Or oh my god, I just lost it. I'm sorry. Elijah Moore or Chris Godwin. That's from the Rube.
Elijah Moore.
Am I crazy to start Pollard over Jamal Williams? That's from Bradley C. I don't think it's crazy.
I mean, you're the highest on Pollard, so
I would still start Williams over.
Okay, I agree. I think that's this
particular week, this particular matchup.
Yeah.
David A. Gabriel Davis or Curtis Samuel.
Curtis Samuel for me.
I think I'd go with Gabe Davis. I'm playing the total in that game. London or Deontay Johnson. That's from Trevor McNabb.
London.
Donovan's younger brother. Ryan Crawford, Palmer or Penny at the flex. Full PPR if that matters to you.
Oh, Palmer. Easy.
Okay.
Easy pivot for me.
that was a quick one here. This is from Jeff. Hi guys, full PPR. Elijah Moore, Breece Hall, DJ Moore, or Bateman. Yikes.
DJ Moore.
All right. Let's continue on.
Make or break week.
This is it. It's gonna be let me tell you, Monday morning is gonna be really salty if DJ Moore is bad this week. It's gonna be real salty Monday morning.
Call it DJ Moore Victory Monday. Or DJ Moore very sad Monday.
Maybe very sad. Jacob Swift, Godwin or Dortch? I think you got to play Godwin this week and hope for the best, right?
Yeah.
Joseph Nunez, Gabriel Davis or DJ Moore in the half PPR? I'm gonna play Gabriel Davis with Josh Allen.
Yeah, Gabe Davis.
Sorry,
that would be
sorry.
Gabe Davis.
Come on now, let's not get crazy here. Let's go to Zach Hoover, DJ Moore, Lazard or Dontrell Hilliard for the flex spot. DJ Moore. You gotta hope. What's the next one here? Connor O'Brien, need one RB in the flex. Pierce Hall or Gabe Davis? Pierce Hall, Gabe Davis.
Pierce for me.
Pierce for you. Kareem Hunt, Damian Pierce, or Ayuk at the flex, and that's for Frank.
Hunt.
Hunt. Cooper, Evans, or Kirk? I mean, Amari Cooper has been solid, man. I think I got to go Amari Cooper here the last 2 weeks. You want to talk about back-to-back 100-yard games nobody cares about.
You can play him over Mike Evans? I mean, I'm still playing Mike Evans. I mean, he still has Brady. Like, dude, this is the classic Cooper. Like, everything looks perfect.
You're right. No, you're right.
Two for 30. Just like, damn it.
You're right. It's probably Mike Evans.
Because the receivers are still like banged up. Like Godwin,
right.
Julio, Gage, like they're gonna play, but it's like Mike Evans is the healthiest guy out there.
Bad fish. I had a senior moment. That's okay. So let's give away a jersey right now. We're giving away the jersey, the Jalen Waddle jersey. We're gonna have a winner here. The winner of our Jalen Waddle jersey is it is Dirty Red. Dirty Red. Please get in touch with our customer support. You can do that by emailing us at mailbag@fantasypros.com. Again, that's mailbag@fantasypros.com. Dirty Red, you're the winner. Congratulations. Just screenshot your subscription. Hit us up on mailbag@fantasypros.com, and we'll ship that jersey out to you. Again, Dirty Red, you're the winner. Again, the name suspect, but the jersey is not. It is authentic. Dirty Red, congratulations. You won the thing. Let's get a couple more of these before we head out. Gabe Davis or Mike Williams? I got Mike Williams, and that's from Paul. What do you think, Andrew? Same?
Mike Williams.
Mike Williams. All right. I want to make sure you were still alive there for a second. I was a little worried about you. Let's go with another question here. Keith Tapp, Bateman or Hunt in the PPR at flex? I think you got to take the Hunt touches, right? Yeah, still got to do that. Thomas Darnell.
I don't know what people.
I know nobody. Dude, I know. Half PPR: Elijah Moore, DJ Moore, or Josh Reynolds. Pick two. Do you want to go with the Moores or you want to go with Reynolds over one of the Moores?
Give me more, Joe. Give me more.
Nice. All the Moores. There you go. Pierce or Jeffrey Wilson Jr. in the half PPR.
Candle is starting to get to my brain finally.
Clearly, really Andrew lit the pumpkin spice candle right before the show started, and I don't even know which one I just did here. You threw me off. Jack C, Gibson, Higbee, Godwin, or Tanyan in the PPR.
Gibson. None of the Gibson. I don't want to start tight ends in flex.
No, you don't want to start tight ends in flex. I mean, Godwin is the upswing play if you're really trying to like swing for the fences and hope he's really actually healthy. I can only assume at this point he is. Like, you kind of screwed the pooch last time with him. You kind of want to get Godwin right here, right?
Yeah, probably go with Godwin then, yeah.
Godwin's your best bet here. Play Godwin, hope for the best. Richie James or Dortch? That's for Christina. Christina, I'm so sorry it's come to that for you. Richie James or Dortch?
I think Richie James just has probably a safer floor. As weird as that sounds. I mean, he's going to play all the snaps. He's the number one receiver on the Giants. It's a horrible offense, but Dortch may play 25% of the snaps if Rondale Moore's active and healthy. So I don't want to take that risk.
All right. One more here. Let's do Marquise Hollywood Brown or Drake London in the half PPR. How about that one?
Drake London. Give it to me. London calling.
There you go. London calling. Again, congratulations to Dirty Red. Hit us up, mailbag@fantasypros.com. And we'll get you all straight away and squared away there. I want to thank the sponsor of today's show. And that sponsor, of course, is Bettle. Go prove how good your lineups are. Go download the Bettle app. That's BETTLE.co and get $25 free wager right at the top there. You can download the Bettle app over at the Apple or Android store. Go do that. And, of course, go check us out on Discord, too. fantasypros.com/chat, free to join. Kick the tires there. Maybe go premium. fantasypros.com/offers. Do that and then go join the contest over on the Touchdown Call channel. And of course, don't forget My Playbook. Download the My Playbook app on Android, on Apple. Dominate your leagues with the absolute best set of tools to make you a fantasy rock star. Go do it. Find that My Playbook app or go to fantasypros.com/myplaybook. Go premium today. That'll do it for us. But the story of the game goes on. For Andrew Erickson, I'm Joey P. We'll see you next time, kids.